Welcome students. Today we are going to get idea about the cell, its structure and types from unit second. Friends, before that one, we'll have to get idea about the difference between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. First, I would like to mention to you that actually the plants are made up of a eukaryotic cell. EU that is stands for the true. Caryon stands for the nucleus. Means the cells which are having a true nucleus are known as a eukaryotic cells. These eukaryotic cells are fairly large in size as compared to prokaryotic primitive cells. Again, nuclear material is surrounded by a nuclear membrane, means true nucleus is there. More than one chromosome present in the eukaryotic cell. In case of prokaryotic, single chromosome is present. Nucleolus is absent in the prokaryotic cell, my friends, and nucleolus is present in the eukaryotic cell. Again, most important thing is that membrane bound cell organelles are present in eukaryotic cell and cell division takes place by the mitosis or meiosis. In case of prokaryotic, the cell division is by fission or budding itself. Friends, advantages of each kind of a cell architecture. In case of eukaryotic cell, they can be specialized. Most important things we are concentrating on the eukaryotic cell because plants are made up of a eukaryotic cells. Eukaryotic cells are multicellular. Multicellular is there. Again, can build a large bodies. Keep in mind. So here also we can see the difference in between the eukaryotic cell and prokaryotic cell. In case of the size, already we have seen. In case of the size of the cell, eukaryotic cells are larger. That's why that are 10 to 100 micrometer in a diameter. It's bigger as compared to the prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cells having size that is 2 to 2.2 to 2 micrometer in diameter, means smaller as compared to the eukaryotic cells. Is there similar difference we have written here? We can see here in case of eukaryotic cell and prokaryotic cell is there. Friends, now you have to concentrate, you have to again pay more attention and learn about the plant cell, because in plant physiology we are going to learn many more processes, physiological processes which are taking place in a cell, isn't it? And when we want to learn all these physiological processes, we should have a idea about the cell structure first of all, and then only it is possible to understand the exact the processes physiological or the work or functions carried out by cells or tissues or organ itself. Here we can see in this diagram of a plant cell, it shows presence of a cell wall. So very interesting thing is that in case of animal cell and plant cell, there is a major difference. That is, cell wall is present in case of plant cell, but in case of animal cell, there is a no cell wall. Another interesting part, that is a chlorophyll is there in this one. Means chloroplast is present in the plant cell, but chloroplast is absent in the animal cell. Third point, that is in case of the vacuole. Vacuole we can see at the center of the plant cell, but such a type of a vacuole cell organelle is absent in the animal cell. But only centrioles are present in animal cells and centriole absent in the plant cell. So three things which are absent in the animal, can you remember? Cell wall is absent in animal cell, vacuole is absent in animal cell, chloroplast is absent in animal cell, isn't it? Which are present in plant cell itself. Other remaining cell organelles that we can find in plant cell also and in animal cell. That is for your kind information that you have to fix in your mind, that you have to first of all understand clearly the difference between plant cell and animal cell. Now friends, here cell wall is there. We can see first when we will see that figure from the our right hand side. First cell wall is there. Cell wall is followed by cell membrane is there. Then we can see the Golgi apparatus, chloroplast, as already I have said to you, which is absent in the animal cell but present in the chloroplast. Then at the center there is a vacuole. Vacuole is there, that is surrounded by vacuolar membrane. Then rapid crystals are there. Then there is a drug crystal is there. Mitochondria is there. Cytoplasm, which is, we have to say that, present. Now from lower side of the left hand, amyloplast or starch grains, which are we can see. As already I have showed to you, I have told to you, large central vacuole is there, and which pushed all the cell organelles to the peripheral region of the cell. Then large central, after that one, rough endoplasmic reticulum is there. Again nucleus is there, and in the nucleus we can find the nucleolus. Smooth endoplasmic reticulums are there. Why they are? We are going to say that smooth endoplasmic, because there is a no ribosomes. Ribosomes are absent on that one. Now ribosomes bodies we can see here. In case of rough endoplasmic reticulum, ribosome bodies are deposited on the endoplasmic reticulum. That's why endoplasmic reticulum becomes a rough one. So that is known as a rough endoplasmic reticulum. Then Golgi vesicles are there, ribosomes are there. So such a type of a structure here we have seen in case of plant cell. Once again I will give you the names of the part of the plant cell. That is first cell wall, cell membrane, Golgi apparatus, chloroplast, vacuole membrane, mitochondrion, cytoplasm, starch grains, large central vacuole, rough endoplasmic reticulum, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, nucleus, nucleolus, ribosomes, and Golgi vesicles. Friends, you have to sketch this diagram, label this diagram by seeing all the labels. Again you have to sketch the diagram without seeing in the book or in the PPT or any slide. You have to remember, sketch this diagram at least 10 times, so that you will not be able to forget about the structure of the cells, locations of the cell organelles, again parts of the cell itself. Now detailed structure, here we can see very easily where is the exact location, how the cell looks internally, how the central vacuole is there, isn't it? So with this diagram also we'll be able to see the detailed structure of plant cell. Now already we have seen the difference between animal cell and plant cell. Here also internal structure gives us idea about the animal cell and plant cell. This is again another structure. For your kind information, this type of slides have been shown to you just to understand, just to get exact idea about each and every part of the cell and difference in between animal and plant cell. Here also we can see this table. In this table also we have shown the difference in between animal cell, plant cells, and structures whatever presented to that one. Already I have told you, we can see in the animal cell column there is a no written three times in blue color. In the sense, in animal cell, if you look into the structure column, that is cell wall absent. First one, chloroplast absent. Again, no one big vacuole there. So these three parts are present in animal cells along with remaining cell organelles. But centriole, if we look into the plant cell, we can find cell membrane is there, nucleus is there, nucleolus is there, ribosome is there, endoplasmic reticulum is there, Golgi is there, but blue color no written, that is centriole is absent in the plant cell, which is present in the animal cell. So that is the difference you have to keep in mind, remember. Again, here in detail, the structure is given of a plant cell for your kind information, and most important, the external part we have to see of a plant cell, that is a cell wall. The cell wall is very strong. Location of the cell wall shown with the help of the arrow, and that cell wall is made up of a cellulose, pectin, lignin, hemicellulose, cutin, suberin. So all these are there which are responsible to make the cell wall very much strong, because this is a protective covering of the cells that protects cell from the other attacks. Now here functions we have written: protect cell from the rupturing. So easily cell never gets ruptured here because of the very strong cell wall, which is made up of a cellulose, pectin, lignin, hemicellulose, cutin, and suberin. So definitely the cell wall protects cell from rupturing, mechanical injury, we have to say that. Here, glued to other cells next door provides a rigidity. A rigid structure is there to the cell because of presence of a cell wall. Again, cell wall provides support, specific shape, and helps in the transport of a mineral, water, other products, whatever are there. Now, cell wall is followed by cell membrane. We are calling another name to that is a plasma membrane. Friends, this cell membrane, which is shown with the help of an arrow, larger size arrow, that is a delicate lipid and protein skin. In the sense, plasma membrane or cell membrane is composed of a lipid and protein. So that is known as a lipoproteinous in nature. And that plasma membrane surrounds or around the cytoplasm. Plasma membrane found in all cells. Now the functions, as we have seen in case of the cell wall, we have to get idea about the functions of the plasma membrane. That is, it provides a shape, protection, cellular permeability, absorption, excretion, secretion, again formation of a various cell organelles. So plasma membrane is only responsible for formation of a various cell organelles whatever are present into the cell itself. Also, protein serves as a enzyme. The lipoproteinous structure, proteins whatever present in the plasma membrane again works as a enzymes. Again, plasma membrane is selectively permeable, shows presence of some receptors, and unicellular helps in the formation of a pseudopodia, that is in case of the animal, that is not a part of a plant itself. Here, detailed structure of a plasma membrane we can see. Already I have given you idea that plasma membrane nature is a lipoproteinous in nature, means made up of a lipids and protein. Here we can find there are the proteins, cytoskeletons, internal structure detail of that one. So this is a phospholipid bilayer is there, blue colored. Here in detail we will be able to see polar ends, that is a lipid is there, non-polar and polar end of a lipids are there. These are the lipid molecules. So we can find non-polar tails are there. Again polar heads, that is a spherical structure. And very interesting is that the non-polar tails which are there of the lipid bilayer, they are hydrophobic in nature, but hydrophobic in the sense they are repellent to the water. But polar heads are hydrophilic in nature in the sense they loves water molecules, they attracts the water molecules. Here plasma membrane structure, extracellular fluid we can see means outer part, and cytoplasm written on the lower side, so that is the internal part of the cell. And in between we have to say that external part and internal part means is cytoplasm. There in between that one we can find the plasma membrane, and this plasma membrane will be able to see that blue colored transmembrane glycoproteins are there, mean that is a protein structure actually which is embedded into the lipid bilayer. And green colored chains we can see of a, that is of a glucose carbohydrate. So protein molecule embedded into the lipid bilayer, and that protein molecule joins to the chain of a carbohydrate or glucose molecule, so that's why it is known as a transmembrane glycoprotein. Glycolipids are there, so these green colored chains of a, now we can see here the pore with different color type, so that is a channel protein in the sense through this pore exchange of a water molecule takes place. Here another at the lower side we can see the peripheral protein in the sense the proteins which are present on the peripheral region of the lipid bilayer. Again detailed structure we will be able to see here of a plasma membrane structure. This is also for our kind information and understanding. We can see the polar end lipid bilayer is there. Each lipid molecule is made up of a polar end and having a tail that is a non-polar tails. So this is the structure of plasma. Here also we will be able to see that, as already I have said to you, molecule to be transported, different types of membrane transports we can see here in detail. Also we have to get idea. Already I have told you from very interesting, that is a hydrophilic head is there, hydrophilic in the heads, that is a lipid bilayer is there, two layers of the lipid we will be able to see in case of plasma membrane, and proteins are embedded into that one, isn't it? Protein molecules are there, that's why this is why they lipoproteinous in nature. Here we can see how the transport takes place, means from outer region to the inner region of the cell, that is in the cytoplasm. Here we will be able to see simple diffusion. First very clear arrow is shown there, simple diffusion, in the sense whenever higher concentration of a molecule is there outside the plasma membrane, then it comes inside. So that is a process known as a diffusion is there. Am I right? That is a, but through semi-permeable membrane it takes place, isn't it? So that is diffusion from the higher concentration to the lower concentration. Here we will be able to see that. Now facilitated diffusion, in the sense specific molecules can be allowed to pass through the pore, so that is nothing but the facilitated diffusion, means whenever that is necessary inside the cell, that is allowed to enter. Here ATP is converted into ADP, in the sense energy is utilized here. In case of simple diffusion, no ATP molecules have been used for the transportation, but in case of facilitated diffusion and primary active transport, energy is required, so ATP is converted into ADP. So these two structures that we can see which are useful in the facilitated diffusion and molecule to be transported, these molecules playing important role larger size molecule which are embedded into the plasma membrane, that are the protein molecules. So membrane transport has been done through the proteins or the molecules. Protein molecules are responsible for the transportation, so that's why that proteins are known as a membrane transporter protein. In the sense, they are part of membrane, that's why membrane. They are playing role in a transportation, so that are known as a transporter, and they are the proteins, that's why membrane transporter proteins. Now here we can see substances leaving a cell which are coming out of the cell, that we can see in the first sketch here, that is a secretion, nitrogenous waste, oxygen, carbon dioxide, excess water. These things are coming out of the cell, in the sense from the inner to outer, that is the secretion of the cell, nitrogenous waste of the cell, oxygen which is inside the cell that comes outside, carbon dioxide which is inside that comes outside, and excess water. Now the substances entering this in the cell, which substances can enter into the cell, that is nutrients, ionic salts, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and water. But whenever water becomes excess, that coming out of the cell, or that is given out. So these are the solutions. Three type of the solutions are there in the actually such a type of a solution, my friends, are not present in the world. Why I have said, then why this is a isotonic, that is hypotonic and a hypertonic, because that is actually comparison in between a two things are there, and when that's solution we are naming as a isotonic solution, isn't it? आता तुमच्या लक्षात येईल आयसोटोनिक सोल्युशन का म्हटलं, तर रेड कलरचे दिसत आहेत, दॅट आर द सेल्स, वी हॅव टू से दॅट, isn't it? Actually here we can see they have given the blood cell, but this is not required to keep in mind our this is a blood cell, we have to name as a plant cell. Actually whenever water comes inside and go outside, in the sense isotonic solution is there whenever solute molecules in the solvent are uniform outside the cell and inside the cell. Whenever such a solutions are there, we have to say that solutions are the isotonic solution. Here the hypotonic solution, in the sense the solution outside the cell showing less number of salt molecules, and inside there is a larger number of salt solution. In case of this one, you have to keep hypertonic solution, in the sense whenever there is a concentration of solution outside the cell is a higher concentration as compared to inside the cell, then we have to say that is a hypertonic solution. And because of that one, water comes out of the cells and becomes a cell shrunken one, isn't it? Are you getting it or not? I will tell to you in a simple Marathi language. इथं आयसोटोनिक, हायपोटोनिक आणि हायपरटोनिक अशा पद्धतीचे 3 सोल्युशन्स दिलेले आहेत. अतिशय सोपी साधी मेथड आहे हे समजण्यासाठी. आता आयसो म्हणजे सिमिलर, याचा अर्थ ही जी सेल रेड कलर दाखवलेली आहे त्याच्या बाहेर जे सोल्युशन आहे त्याचं कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन आणि सेलच्या आत असणारं कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन हे एकसारखं आहे, म्हणून त्याला म्हटलं आयसोटोनिक सोल्युशन. म्हणजे पाणी सेलमधनं बाहेरच्या वातावरणात येत नाही, बाहेरून आतही जात नाही, म्हणून त्याला काय म्हटलं आहे, आयसोटोनिक. आता हायपरटोनिक सोल्युशन कुठं आहे, बाहेर आहे. सॉरी, हायपोटोनिक सोल्युशन कुठं आहे, बाहेर आहे. एम आर राईट. याचा अर्थ हायपर कुठं आलं, आत. मग जिकडं हायपर आहे तिकडे हे वॉटर मॉलिक्युल म्हणजे ॲरोज दाखवलेत, पाणी सेलमध्ये गेलं, सेल फुगली. एम आर राईट. हायपोटोनिक सोल्युशन कुठं होतं, बाहेर. हायपर कुठं होतं, आत. आता आतल्या सोल्युशनला पण हायपरटोनिक का म्हटलं, बिकॉज त्याच्यामध्ये सॉल्टचे मोलिक्युल जास्त आहेत. आता ह्याच्यासाठी साधा सिंपल एक गोष्ट लक्षात ठेवा, साखरेकडं पाणी पळतं. एम आर राईट. साखरेकडं पाणी पळतं. याचा अर्थ असा की ह्या हायपरटोनिक हायपोटोनिक सोल्युशन जे आहे ते बाहेर आहे सेलच्या. दोन आपण मधले फिगरच्या बाबतीत बोलतोय. आणि हायपरटोनिक सोल्युशन ह्या सेलमध्ये आहे. म्हणून साखर जास्त थोडक्यात ह्याच्यामध्ये आत जास्त असल्यामुळं बाहेरचं पाणी आत येते. मग बाहेरचं पाणी आत येते म्हणून बाहेरचं सोल्युशन हे हायपोटोनिक आहे आणि सेलच्या आतलं हे हायपरटोनिक आहे. आता आपण तिसरी फिगर बघूया. या तिसऱ्या फिगरमध्ये आपल्याला असं दिसेल की हायपरटोनिक सोल्युशन बाहेर आहे म्हणून सेलमधलं पाणी बाहेर येतं आहे. म्हणजे साखर जास्त कुठं आहे? सेलच्या बाहेर, म्हणून पाण्याचे ॲरो कुठं आले? बाहेर. आणि पाणी निघून जायला लागलं की मग ती सेल कशी होणार? श्रिंकेज होणार. इजंट इट? सो दॅट आयडिया यू हॅव टू कीप इन माइंड. आयसोटोनिक सोल्युशन पाणी बाहेरही येणार नाही, आतही जाणार नाही. कारण सेलच्या आतमधल्या सोल्युशनचं कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन सेलच्या बाहेरचं कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन एकसारखं, म्हणून आयसोटोनिक सोल्युशन. सेलच्या बाहेरच्याला हायपोटोनिक सोल्युशन का म्हटलं? तर त्यातलं सॉल्वंट जे आहे ते कुठं जातं? वॉटर जे आहे ते कुठं जातं आहे? आत जातं. म्हणून बाहेरच्या सोल्युशनला आपण हायपोटोनिक म्हटलं. आणि सेलच्या आतलं कसं होतं? हायपरटोनिक. कुठं पाणी पळत गेलं? हायपरटोनिकडं. तसंच इकडं तिसऱ्या ह्याच्यामध्ये बघा, हायपरटोनिक सोल्युशन कुठं आहे? बाहेरच्या बाजूला. आणि सेलमधलं पाणी मग त्याच्यामुळं बाहेर पडालेलं आहे. पुन्हा हे आपल्या माहितीसाठी एक डायग्राम दिलेलं आहे. इथं इन केस ऑफ सेल ऑर्गॅनेली दॅट इज ऑफ ए मायटोकॉन्ड्रिया दॅट इज वेल नोन टू यू. यू हॅव स्टडीड अबाउट द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द mitochondria also in detail, that is outer membrane, DNA, internal space, inner membrane, ribosomes, cristae, all sort of the things. Mitochondria double membrane bound, you will have to keep in mind as compared to other cells. तिथं सिंगल मेम्ब्रेन असतात बाउंड केल्या, पण इथं डबल आहे. आउटर मेम्ब्रेन फ्रीली परमिएबल आहे. इनर मेम्ब्रेन सिलेक्टिवली परमिएबल. इनफोल्डेड called a क्रिस्टीज. F1 particles or oxysomes are the cristae present. Here also the structure of mitochondria is there. Already we know that this is a powerhouse of the cell because it generates the energy in the form of a energy currency, that is the ATP, adenine triphosphate. Here also we will get idea about the detailed structure of each and every part of cell organelle, that is the mitochondria, very well. You have to sketch this diagram, you have to label this diagram. पुन्हा पुन्हा ह्या डायग्राम तुम्ही काढायचे आहेत, त्याचं लेबलिंग करायचे आहे. पहिल्यांदा बघून करायचं, नंतर न बघता ह्या स्केचेस काढायचे आहेत आणि त्याचं लेबलिंग करायचं आहे. देन ओनली यू विल बी एबल टू अंडरस्टँड द एक्झॅक्ट स्ट्रक्चर of each and every cell organelles and parts of that cell organelles. Here also we'll get idea about the chloroplast. This chloroplast is present in the plant. That's why plants are autotrophic. They are synthesizing their own food. The chloroplast absent in the plant cell. Already we have seen. This is filled with the chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is there inside the each and every cell organelle. Here the arrow has been shown. The solar energy is converted into the food itself. Nucleus, which is we have to say that eukaryotic cell, shows presence of a membrane bound nucleus, true nucleus. Here a membrane bound sac evolved to store the cells. Chromosomes are present into that nucleus. It has a pores and holes that are for the exchange of a material. Very interesting. And controller of the cell kendra, that is nucleus. Nucleolus is present in the cell. Inside the nucleus, location of a ribosomes factory. Ribosomes are produced through this nucleus, means nucleolus produces the ribosomes, and ribosomes made up of a RNA. Ribosomes build a proteins from the amino acid in the cytoplasm. As you will have to keep in mind the or understand the function of a ribosomes, because ribosomes plays important role in case of synthesis of a protein. Means amino acid molecules are joined with the help of a polypeptide chains, but that takes place in the cytoplasm. It may be attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. एंडोप्लाझमिक रेटिक्युलमला अटॅच झाल्या तर त्या एंडोप्लाझमिक रेटिक्युलमचं स्ट्रक्चर बदलतं आणि त्याला म्हणायचं रफ एंडोप्लाझमिक रेटिक्युलम. रायबोसोम जर एंडोप्लाझमिक रेटिक्युलमला अटॅच नसतील तर त्याला म्हणायचं स्मूथ एंडोप्लाझमिक रेटिक्युलम्स, अगेन मेड अप ऑफ ए RNA. Now we have to get idea about endoplasmic reticulum, another cell organelle which is present in the plant cell, that is maybe a smooth build cell lipid and carbohydrates. Means endoplasmic reticulums are made up of a lipids and carbohydrates. They are maybe rough. Two types of endoplasmic reticulums are there, rough and smooth. Rough, why they are rough? Because this shows presence of a deposition of, we have to say that already we have seen in case of the ribosomes. Whenever ribosomes are present on that one, that is a rough endoplasmic. Whenever that is absent, we have to say that smooth. Golgi complex, that is also most important cell organelle of the plant cell. It takes in a sacs of raw material from the endoplasmic reticulum. It sends out sacs containing finished cell products. Lysosomes, sacs filled with the digestive enzymes are present into that one. Digest food absorbed by the cell itself. Centrioles. Centrioles are absent in the, we have to say that the plant cell. Actually these are present in the animal cell. For your kind information, difference you have to keep in mind. Which present, these centrioles are always absent in the plant cell, that are present in only animal cell. Cytoskeleton, which is, we have to say that our infrastructure made up of a microtubules found throughout the cytoplasm, gives shape to the cell and moves organelles around the inside. Vacuole, this is a most important part of our plant cell. Huge water filled sac is there. It keeps the cell pressurized, stores starch and some, we have to say that the excretions. Here we can get idea about detailed structure of that one. Now the cell, nucleus, nucleolus, nuclear envelope, chromatin. So these are the detailed structures of that one. Thank you.